So now I'm trying to log in into my machine. So I'm using key 1202. So key 1202 is available here. I'm logging into my machine where the Git was already installed. So your Git will be available by default for your Ubuntu. Okay. How many of you tried with Ubuntu? This I'm working with the EC2 Amazon Linux, right? So you guys, anybody here tried with the Ubuntu machine? Because I got a ping from Shankar. Okay, so Shankar sir told me that he started to work with Ubuntu. So this is what called as experiment. You want to experiment with other stuff also, but first work out with what I taught you. Then only you need to do all those experimental things. Okay, so don't go directly with the experiments. So rather than first go ahead with the uh, other stuff also before trying with other stuff. So first try with what I taught you. Once you get a grip with the technology, you will be getting an idea, right? So this particular thing EC2 user which I'm using for Amazon Linux may not be having Git already. For the other reason I installed and showed you, but some of the components will be having Git by default. So that why didn't I choose that one? Now it will not be that much interesting for you to see from the installation, right? But that's the reason I choose this server for learning Git. But Ubuntu I used for Jenkins, right? So like that for each item I will be using one stuff so that you will be parallelly learning the operating system also. Whenever you guys are working with operating systems, try to learn some of the important things related with operating system also. Why? Because tomorrow you guys are going to add all these things into your resume. Okay, so everything should be in a resume. What and all you know related with technology. Why? Because everything you doesn't know about this technology. For the other reason, at least whatever you know that need to be in the resume. So make sure in that way. Okay. So now I'm getting into the folder called as Git, and I would have showed already how to create a file and how to add the file to the local repository, and from the local repository how to push it to the remote repository. All those things I would have shown you already, right? So don't need to worry about it. Now I'm going to show you something which is leading to branching. Okay, so I will be teaching you now a new concept called as branching. It is one of the important concept in real time, guys. So understand this particular session very keenly. Why? Because most of your Git related interview questions will be from this particular session only. So never ever compromise. Make sure that you are listening to me very carefully, because most of the interview questions will be from this angle only. Okay, so I'm going to use one of the Git related things out of this particular Excel only. For that the reason I'm using this particular Excel to show you something practical, right? So first thing I'm going to teach you branching. I've already told you don't ever worry about the branching. I will tell about the branching later on, right? So I have told you this way only. So now let me start with the branching. But before that, there is a command called as how to work with the branching, right? There is a command called as git branch. Okay, if at all you hit something called as a git, okay, if you hit something called as git branching, so if you give git branch, it will be showing you a branch name what is there with your git. So by default for every installed git there will be one branch that is nothing but a master branch. So never ever bother about that one branch. That is the default branch. Apart from that, if you want to create any branches now, you can go ahead with a name called as a git branch followed by whatever the name you need to give for the branch, you can give it that way. For example, I'm going to create a branch name called as a dev now. Then I'm creating it with a name called as a dev. So once I give a git branch dev, you can be able to see now, okay, I can able to see two branches available here. One is master, another one is a dev. So now you need to bother about something what you created, right? So you created a new thing. What is this? Branch. First of all, I will tell you what is the definition for branch. Branch doesn't have a very bigger definition at all. What is the English definition? The same thing is going to for the branch. Branch is nothing but you will be having a stem in a tree. Okay, some the trunk or the stem, there is going to be one deviation. The deviation is what we are going to call it as branches, right? So each branch will be having each end component, like as a leaves, like as fruits. Same like here we are going to have a different branch in your real time. So these branch will be helpful for you to recollect and work. Check out here. I'm going to have a linear setup. Okay, so let me go here. Okay, so you can go here to my Excel. There, let me create one linear setup for. Okay, so I will be naming it as a first commit. That is what I made here, right? So in your last example, I made one first commit. Do you remember? I think, right? So let me take it in that way, and let me try to figure it out with one diagrammatic image so that it will be clear for you to understand what I'm trying to say, right? So I have created a one commit, right? That is called as first commit. So this is for the file called as a test. And then I made another commit also. I think you would have remembered, right? So two commits I made, then only I made a push. Okay. So the second commit, what I made, I named it as a second commit. Okay. So totally I had two commits. So these two commits are interconnected with each other. For that the reason I'm going to add now here one symbol called as an arrow mark just to show the connectivity here. Okay. So I'm showing you a connectivity here. Okay. This is going to be the arrow mark. Okay. So this arrow mark will be giving you an idea that the first commit and the second commit are connected with each other. Same like further whenever you are going to give a commit, all those are commits are going to get registered on a top of this system. So that is what the thing you are going to learn here. Okay. So this we will be calling it as a branch. Okay. So now I'm going to show you what is branch. Okay. So from this commit, if at all I'm going to have another commit that I'm going to make it separately now, that is what called as branching. Check out here. I'm going to deviate from this particular last commit. Now I'm going to add another commit also. That commit I'm going to name it as a third commit. Okay. So that commit I'm going to name it as a third commit. Now this commit I will not be directly adding to my original copy. Why? Because my original copy is this one. Okay. Which I will be calling it as master branch. But I don't want to make it as a original copy directly. Rather than I need to make it as on a dev branch. Now, then I will make it as on a dev branch. Then I will show to my superior person to check whether what I did is correct or not. Once he is confirming, then I will be copying that and adding to my master branch. This is what a methodology in organization wise we will be following. Why? Because in organizations, anything you should not directly touch on top of the original copy that you would have felt already, right? So we will be having one original file now. We should not touch the original file directly. Why? Because if we make some changes and the changes are not going to work now, then we need to know what was the earlier one to revert it back. So for that purpose, we will be handling something called as backups. Am I right? Backup, you would have heard about the word. For example, if I'm having a file called as xyz.xml, this XML file I need to change out now. First, what I will be doing now, I'll be taking a backup of the file XML. So that XML XYZ I will be taking as XYZ underscore backup dot XML. I will copy one, I will be keeping as another file. Then only I will be touching this file and I will be editing it and I will be fixing it. And once I'm done with it, then I will be going it with the real time. If at all anything happens incorrectly now, then what I will be doing now, I will be reverting back it with the backup file what I have. Same thing here we are going to follow. Why? Because your coded lines and all will be thousands of lines. You are going to go and edit one single line now. You may not be knowing where you edited, what you edited. You may be forgetting in future. But that's the reason we need backups. Those backups are nothing but branching. So branching means B. B is equal to B. Branching means backup. In that way, you try to understand so that it will be helpful for you in real time so that you should not touch any original copy. All your original copies will be in the branch called as master, which is nothing but the default branch. So now I have created one branch, right? That branch is nothing but my dev branch. I didn't made any commit now, but I have just created the branch. Once I created the branch, now how it will be looking now? It will be looking like this. Check out here. You can able to see here. Here also one arrow mark started to create, right? Same like from here, this arrow mark, if you are standing and seeing, you can able to see two commits. If you are standing from this arrow mark and you are seeing now, there also will be two commits. Check out here. Here also in your system, you will be having two commits from your branch master also. Two commits will be from the branch dev also. Check out clearly what I'm doing here. Check out git log. If I'm giving now, git log will be giving two commits. Now which branch I'm standing with? I'm standing with a branch called as a master branch. That is why you can able to see the star symbol available under master, and also master is in green color. Same like, okay, same like if I'm going to move to the next branch now, I need to use a command called as git checkout to which branch you need to move, that branch name. So git checkout dev, if I'm giving now, I was been standing with the branch master, right? I will be moving to the another branch. That is my backup copy. So I will be moving on to my backup copy. There also I can able to see the same two items available here, but this time I'm standing out in my dev. But check out the log. I will be able to see both the logs the same. So this is going to be my dev copies log. So that is the reason here you can able to see that the head is equal to master alone. But here you can able to see the head is equal to dev also, which means that you are standing under the feature branch. So the feature branch name is dev. So you have taken another branch so that you want to work with that feature branch. If at all everything is good, then later on we will be merging it with our original branch, so that we don't want to touch our original branch directly. So without touching original branch, we are going to work, and then we will be merging it to our original branch. This is what the learning we are going to do. I have given what is the definition for Git branch, and I have given how to create a new branch, and I have taught you how to check out from one branch to another branch. So all these things one by one we have done. I think this is making you clear, but 100% you will get clear only after seeing the practical stuff. So after showing it practically, let me open a questionnaire session. So wait for that. Okay. So now I need to create one commit in my feature branch. That is nothing but my dev branch. That is what actually we are going to work as per this diagram, right? So I have took one branch. Now under that branch, I'm going to make a third commit. So check out here. You are going to have a file called as a test, and the same dot git file also will be available here. Now you are standing in which branch? You are standing in a branch called as a dev branch. So standing on dev branch, I'm going to add one third commit. Check out, listen carefully how I'm adding it. I'm adding it under third line. So this third line has been added out here. Okay. So once I have added, I will be saving it as a Linux administrator. Then I will be adding, okay, the test file. Then I will be committing it with a message called as third commit. So let me give it as third commit, and then let me save it out. Once I have saved it out, okay, now if I go to my git log, okay, so let me give git log hyphen one line, okay. So git log hyphen one line, if I'm giving now, sorry, hyphen one line. So I can able to see now 3 commits available. Okay, 3 commits available. So this 3 commits shows that in your dev branch you have added the third commit. It is added only in your dev branch. If you go to your master branch, you may not be seeing that third commit. Check out. Now my file is having 3 lines. So if I'm giving cat test, I can able to see 3 lines available under my dev branch. Now I'm going to check out to my master branch. Listen carefully, guys. Check out thing to the master branch. If I give a cat command, I cannot able to see third line. Only 2 lines will be available. Why? Because from the master, I'm having only the original item only, not the latest added item. Okay. So if I give a commit to log also, I can able to see only 2 commits only. I cannot able to 3 commits. Why? Because I'm standing under a branch called as git branch. So under my git branch, if I'm standing now, I can able to see only 2 commits with 2 lines only. If I'm going to stand on my dev branch now, I can able to see 3 commits, 3 lines, just like my diagram. So now my third commit, that is my third change, what I did is correct. I'm getting confirmation from my senior developers. Then I can able to easily merge it up with my original copy, which is nothing but my master copy. So now I copied and added to my master, right? This is what called as merging. So here I'm introducing a concept called as merging. So to do that merging, what you need to do now, you need to stand on your master branch. First thing, you need to stand on your master branch. Check out whether you are standing on the master branch. Yes, you are standing on the master branch. Next thing, you need to check out how many logs you have in your master branch, and you don't have any extra logs related with your business. No extra logs are available. Only last 2 logs, which was considered to be as a base. those logs are only available. You can able to see that only first commit, second commit are only available. No extra commits came into the picture. Okay, so two things you have done with. Now you need to merge it out. Now give a command called as git merge, followed from which branch you need to add, that branch name you need to give. From which branch we need to add, guys? What is our feature branch? From which branch we need to add the content to our master branch? Dev, right? So you need to give
Yes,
the
dev.
branch name called as a dev. So
Dev.
give dev. So git merge dev. If you're giving na, if you proceed with it, enter na, this merging will be happening. So you can able to see your merge happened successfully. So your merge is now available with your system, which shows you that now if you give git log, you can able to see 3 logs are available. Can you able to see your third log also? And if you give your cat command, you can able to see your third line also available with your system. And also I'm giving you a proof that now I'm standing with my branch called as master only. So many people are having a question now in your mind. I moved that third or I copied that third commit. If I moved that third commit, now it should not be with your dev branch, right? So let us go and check in your dev branch also. If I moved now, it should not be there. It should have moved from there to here. Okay. But I have copied only. Check out here. If I'm standing on my dev branch and I'm giving git log now, same 3 logs are available here also, which shows that my 3 commits are there also here also. Which means that first for a trial and error, I have added the content. I have checked with my senior. I have checked with my application. Once I'm getting the confirmation, I'm done with what I have thought. So then I am merging it out. This is what called as a normal methodology in real time. How Git will be supporting for backupping up environment. Normally you will be doing one backup, right? You can easily correlate that with here and you can work with it. But there, the backup, what we will be doing is, we will be backing up the files, only the files, xyz.xml. Now that file alone you will be backing up as xyz underscore backup.xml. But here I didn't back it up the files. Did you saw that? The file is only one file only. What is that file name? Test file. So only one file only. But I backed up the environment itself. So entire environment is backed up in 2 names. That 2 names, one is master, one is dev. That is what here we have seen. So this gives you a grip that your Git is following backup, but the backup is not on file format. It is backing up the entire environment itself. So it is virtually making an environment called as master. It is virtually making an environment called as a dev. So dev is becoming a slave like here, you can able to understand. So once we are effectively putting into the slave and we are adding it into the master. So once our master is fine now, then I will be pushing that to my GitHub also. So GitHub pushing is the next step. Okay, so don't need to worry about it. Okay, so now let me give you a diagrammatic representation for the same thing what I have done. Okay, so anything when we are seeing as a diagram, we will be getting more clear. Am I right? So now what I did, I had my local machine. Okay, and I have my GitHub. Okay, don't bother about the GitHub now. Now I am not at all going to speak anything about GitHub. Okay, now everything I'm going to work with Git client only. Okay, so Git what is installed in my machine. So Git what I installed, I have a file here which is called as a test file. Am I right? So this is my test file. Okay, so in this test file, what I did now, I created one new branch. Okay, so the new branch, what it happened now, in my local, it just virtually created another item, and in that it created and kept my test file virtually. So this one system become a virtual like another system. Okay, so the entire folder structure has become a virtual structure. So once I have added a new content to it, so later on when I'm doing merging, okay, I did the merging, right? So later on I did with the merging. So what happened now? That content came here. So after I'm doing merging, that content came out here. So now you need to understand how the merging has been happened. So here the content came. So this is going to be your master. Okay. So this is going to be your master copy. So let me add it as master. And this is going to be your dev copy. And let me add it as dev. And the activity what I did is merge. Got it? So using my merge concept, I have made my content to float from a dev to master. So anything I would have done it directly on the master also. But I'm doing masters directly now. That the commit will be saved and that will be captured as a log. Later on, it will be tough for me to remove from the log. But now, if I'm having a separate original copy now, that copy, which is a backup copy, I will be doing everything. And if that is working, then only I will be merging it to my original copy. This is what called as without disturbing the original copy, how to maintain an environment. So this concept is what called as branching. I think I would have made you clear branching. So once this branching is started to get work, then you will be moving your copy, okay, which I will be naming it as, I will be naming it as original copy. I will be moving it to my GitHub. So GitHub later on, it will be getting my item. So now you don't need to worry about my GitHub. So github.com will be later on moving it out. I will be moving it later on, but I already showed you how to move to the GitHub. So now you don't want to focus more to GitHub. If you use git push command, it will be automatically moving. You have already recorded the origin, just you need to move it, that's it. But we need to learn more about how to work with the environment in the current phase only. First, let me show all the scenarios related with the Git client. Then I will take you into the Git server. That is nothing but GitHub. So later on, we will discuss about that. Now let me open a Q&A session. Whatever the question you have, yes, you can come back to me. I'm ready to answer for you. Is everybody is clear with the branching concepts? If clear, just to post me something called as clear. The next I will move on to the stuff. After merging, is it possible to revert? No. When you merge, it is recorded in commit. Anything is recording in commit, you cannot do again reverting back. You need to alter only. You need to again take the file and you need to put another new alter. This is the answer for Hindu's question, who privately picked me. Okay. So I think everyone is clear, right? Good. So I'm going to move on to the next concept. This is what branching is. But I showed you something called a smooth branching. Okay. Avinash is there? Avinash? Okay. Avinash is not there, I think. Right? Oh, Avinash isn't, I think he is not able to hear me now. I think he will be a little bit away from the PC. So what I need one person's help. Okay. Indu, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Indu, what you do, just you take on notepad. Okay. Try to record the scenarios, whatever I'm teaching. Okay. So my keyboard is not that much good. Now I start with the first scenario, which is called as, just to mention the scenario name as scenario 1, smooth merge. That's it. Now I showed you one merge rate. That is what called a smooth merge. So record the scenario so that how many scenarios we are seeing in this particular session. At last, Indu will be posting it for everyone. So you can confirm that what and all you learned, right? So then anybody make a documentation for this, all the scenarios, right? So just as Indu will be recording only the scenario names. Indu just record it as scenario number 1. I will be naming it as a smooth merge. If I'm saying smooth merge, without any issues, the merge has been happened, right? This is what called a smooth merge. Now I'm going to move on to the second scenario. Okay. No issues, Avinash. Carry on. Okay, no issues. So I got help of Hindu. Okay. So now I'm going to show up another scenario. So the other scenario is I need to check out here that if something happened incorrectly, okay, the merge is not happening smoothly. Okay, check out here what that scenario will be. For example, scenario number 2, I'm copying the same setup like this. Okay, so I'm having a base structure like this. So same structure, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create ready for you. Okay, so let me go and create like this a setup. So what I need one base test file. In the test file, 2 commits need to be available, and then I need to create a branch. This is what the thing was expected, right? So let me create that scenario. Just listen to me very carefully. I'm going to recreate like this multiple scenarios, and I'm going to show you under each scenario how and all we are going to troubleshoot. So that in interview, if anybody asking you, what will be your real-time environmental work, you can say my first day session. Okay, what I introduced with the Git. If they are asking, have you faced any issues with Git? The second day session, what I'm going to say, everything you can give one by one. Scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3, scenario 4. You should not say like scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3. Then that guy will be thinking that you have went to someone and you learned and came. You want to say like 6 months before what happened now, I faced one issue. That is what called as issue with the merge. Okay. So what I did now, you want to explain in that way. Another time. Oh, recently I remembered one more issue also. 10 days before one issue happened. What happened? Nana, like that, you need to pick that scenario and you need to fit it and you need to speak it. So this way, if you are delivering, then only you can able to earn the trust of your interviewer. Guys, remember, everything is trust in this world. Okay. Only you need to get the trust, because getting trust is not so easy. You need to make him believe that you really worked. If you did that, you are getting a job. Why? Because we are not validating any person as per their knowledge. Knowledge is different. Why I'm saying we, I was also being there in the interview panel for some time. When I'm validating people, I will not be validating people with knowledge. Knowledge is my third choice. First choice is attitude. Attitude is more important. For example, I'm taking a person and that person is not fit for the activity. What I have took na, he is not flexible for that na. There is no use of is having enormous knowledge. There is no use. For example, Avinash is knowing everything, end to end, but he's having a bad attitude na. Then taking that guy daily, I need to fight with him as a manager. Definitely, I'm not going to have a smooth relationship with him. So definitely, I'm not going to encourage that. But rather than I'm taking another person called as Ayyappan. So this guy is so obedient and he is flexible in taking my work, even though he's having less knowledge. I will go ahead with Ayyappan only. Why? Because I have more knowledge. I will teach Ayyappan. Because knowledge is all about yesterday what you doesn't have, today what you are going to get. But attitude is your birthright. Birthright. From the birth you are in that attitude only. You cannot easily change your attitude, right? So I will be always looking for the best attitude person. So when you are taking up an interview, always show up your attitude that you are flexible. Show up your attitude that you are good in learning. Show up your attitude that you are having a broad mind in doing new kind of activities, not the repeated one. Show up your attitude that you are obedient. Obedient in a sense, I will listen to the elder. That's it. Listening to the elder is more important. Why? Because definitely your manager will be your elder, right? So that attitude, all you need to show up to him. Why? Because he will be having a rating for that also. For example, when I was sitting into the panel of Cognizant, the HR will be giving me one form. Okay. For example, I'm taking an interview for Banu Priyana. After completing that interview, okay, I need to fill up one form and give. In that form, technological 100% for out of 100, how much the mark I need to give for it. Next thing, attitude. Next thing, communication. Next thing, flexible in working. Next thing, client focus. So these are all the criteria. The interview question will not be in the way. Okay, the interview question will not be in the way like, hey, can you please tell how focusedly you will be with client? If I'm asking like this, what will be your answer? For example, I'm asking one person. For example, I'm asking Shankar. Okay, what I'm asking, Shankar, how good you will be in client focusing? If I'm asking, what you will say, Shankar?
Yeah, I'm very much interacting with the client.
You will say positive only. Definitely, you will say positive only. For example, I'm asking, Shankar, are you a good person now? What you will say? Yeah, I am the very good person in the world. And you will say, is that the truth? May or may not be. Right? Making sense, right? Same thing is with your manager also. Nobody will be asking you open questions. The questions will not be in open, related with attitude, related with your skill sets, related with your. They will be asking everything related with Git, Jenkins, Docker, like that. They will be traveling out. But in between, they will be expecting all these things for you. I'm giving you one of the best tip now. Make a note. Whenever you are learning, you need to speak like you are client focused. You need to have already always a word like, I will be checking with my client and I will be working on with. I'll be focusing on client's deliverable. So you should post yourself. Correct? So definitely when you are saying, I'm asking Shankar, are you a good person? Definitely he will say a good person. But really he is good person when I will come to know, when I'm speaking with him, he will be saying some of the things related with him. Okay. For example, I will be asking, Hey, Shankar, how was your weekend, man? Then he will be saying, hey, I went to pub and I danced with there lot of people and I enjoyed the day. My impression on him is different. Okay. For example, he is saying that I took my family to temple and I spent my weekend very pleasantly. And I saw some of the people. So it was my birthday of my son also. So what I did, I took him to one of the another ashramam and I had donated some of the food and clothes for the people. Purposefully, he didn't come and post himself. But I'm asking something. He's posting about himself, right? This is must. Then only my impression on Shankar will be getting different. So make sure that I'm giving you a tip. So you need to post yourself rightly. Because guys, remember 30 to 40 minutes only your interview will be. In 30 to 40 minutes, what you are going to speak is more important. Your show is entirely for 30 to 40 minutes. After that, whatever you are saying, nothing going to work out. 30 to 40 minutes, everything you should be with. For example, you are going to a cinema, within the 2.5 hours, you are expecting romance, you are expecting a comedy, you are expecting best music, you are expecting a story, you are expecting a screenplay. Like that, in that 40 minutes, everything you should have showed to that interviewer, then only you will get sold. So whenever you are attending an interview, don't worry only about the technology. Now start to worry about all these things because you are all going to march into interview within few months or few weeks. After this corona period, maximum, I think most of you here will be marching towards interview. So this particular tip will be helpful for you. So remember that we are making it. Am I right? Making sense for you? Can I get a confirmation?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Cool. Good. So I think you are all on top of it, right? So now let me take you into the scenario number 2. Indu will be recording that scenarios. So scenario number 2 is issue with the merging. The scenario heading is issue with the merging. Indu, please make a note. Okay. So now first scenario, I told that everything is working fine. No issues. But issues are coming now, how you are going to fix it. Okay. So let me show you one thing. I'm going to create one more environment. Just to listen to me. Okay. Already I created one folder called as Git, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create a folder called as merge. Okay. So under that folder merge, I'm going to initiate the Git. Sorry. I didn't created the folder. mkdir merge. And then I will be giving cd merge. Okay. And then what I will be doing now, I will be initiating the Git, right? Any folder you are getting in newly, you need to initiate the Git. Remember that, okay? Because in that folder, by default, .git folder will not be available. You need to initiate whatever, wherever you are initiated the Git, it's only for that folder only, okay? So make sure. Now I have initiated the Git, so you can able to see that you are having a .git folder. Now let me create the same file called as a test, okay? Let me add the content called as. So inside my file, let me add the content called as first line. I'm going to add a first line into it. And then let me save it and make it as a first commit. Okay. Listen carefully, guys. I'm going to make it as a first line. I have added it. So I have added it like a thing. Now I'm going to give add. Okay. Check out here. I'm using a new command called as git add dot. Dot means whatever the files available in the folder, everything it will be taking up. But unfortunately, we have only one file. So we can give a test, we can give a dot also. So I'm making it more shorter because dot I'm using. So dot git add dot I'm giving. So now if I give the status, what it will be now? The status will be with the added symbol. So A will be available. So now I need to commit it. So let me commit it with a message called as a first commit. Okay. So if I'm giving first commit, the commit would have been recorded there. Okay. So scenario 1, smooth merge. Okay. So scenario 2, like that, you keep it in a notepad, Indu. So finally we will post everything. Okay. So record it in a notepad. Okay. So now coming back to your merge. So let me add one more commit also. Why? Because as per the scenario, there have been 2 commits, right? So let me add a second commit also. So second commit, let me add it with this name. Second line. Let me add it like second line. So I have added 2 commits. Okay. So now let me add it. So git add, I told, right? So git add. You can skip add also. Okay. So you can skip the add also. Check out how I'm going to do that. Without adding, I'm going to directly commit it. If you give directly -m on the message, it will not work. It will throw an error. Rather than if you give a commit called as -a -m, get commit -a -m. If I'm going to give like this, it will be asking me to directly give the commit information. So I'm going to give a second commit. My N key is not working, so I'm putting Scott. Okay, so just bear with me. Okay, commit. So this is going to be my second commit. So now if I'm giving second commit without adding, but I added -a link itself, that will automatically commit also. So you can able to see that without adding, you can directly give a commit in this way also. So this is a way of skipping and directly making in a single command. But remember, you can use this kind of commit only for the file which is already existing in the .git folder. First time when you added a test, that time if you allow like this, it will not allow. First time when you add, it will be like an untracked file. So first time you need to add individually, then you need to give commit. Afterwards, you can directly give commit. Okay. So makes sense, I think. So now I'm clearing it. So I have generated the scenario. I need only branching alone. So I'm going to create a branch. So what branch I'm going to create now? I'm going to create a branch with the same name called as a dev. That's it. So I'm creating a branch name called as dev branch. Okay. So dev branch got created, and you can able to see that two branches are now available. Can anyone tell what is the command to switch from one branch to another branch?
Checkout.
Super.
Git checkout.
Git to checkout. So why you need a checkout?
Then only we have to switch from one branch to another.
So now which branch to which branch we are going to switch over?
Master to dev.
Master to dev.
Super. So I'm going to switch over from master to dev. If I go to dev, how many log items I can able to see? I'm going to dev. Now I'm going to give a git log. How many log items I can able to see?
2 log items.
Two logs.
Why 2 logs?
We created two, right? First.
Yes.
First
We
commit
created
and
2
second
logs. We created 2 logs in master. We created any logs in dev. We created 2 logs in master. But that master copy we backed up as a dev.
Dev.
But that's the reason what was there in the master will be coming to the dev also. Am I making
Correct.
sense? Cool. So now I'm going to, now I'm going to check out. So git checkout, if I'm going to use it, it will be checking out to the branch called as a dev. So once I go to the dev branch, if I give git log, and I can able to see in the one line that you can able to see 2 logs. So now I'm going to add a third commit also. So same scenario what I did last time, I'm going to do for you now also. So nothing new, but I'm regenerating the scenario to get an error, right? So without error we did it. Now with the error we are going to do. That's it, the difference, right? So we are going to get an error. Check out here. I'm going to save this particular file. Everything, if it is correctly working now, we never bother about. But we need to know that if anything goes wrong also, how we are going to work it out. So now we are going to understand that we have 3 commits. So now I have added a thing. So now let me give a git commit -a -m, and I'm going to give it as a third commit. Okay, listen carefully. Third commit. So I have done with the third commit also. Now if I see totally how many commits will be there? 3 commits. Correct? Okay. Now how many commits will be there in the master?
2 commits.
Only 2 commits. Why? Because until you do merging, it will not be having a extra commit. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay. So now I'm going to make this diagram for you like this. Check out here. Listen carefully. I'm going to make this diagram for you like this. Okay. So now we have attained like this. Am I right? We have attained the status like this. Now, if you want to merge now, you can directly merge it without any issues. Last time how it happened, it will be happening like that. Okay. But unfortunately, in real time, as I said, everything will not go as per the rule. So what is the rule here now? You need to take a feature branch and you need to do the change and then you need to merge it out. That is what the rule. That is what the rule Karthik is following. But Karthik have a colleague. His name is Damodaran. That guy is very new to the business and he may not be knowing this rule. Definitely he will be doing some incorrect activity, right? So what is going to be that incorrect activity? So Damodaran is going to put one commit directly on the master. He is doing a commit directly on the master. What the commit is going to put? He is going to put a commit called as THIRD, third commit, not 3RD commit he is putting. So he is putting commit with the incorrect code, and also he is putting the commit directly on the master. That is the issue here. But Karthik may not be knowing that, because who is working on what original copy we may not be knowing. Okay, because in the system we are all working with each other, right? When we are merging with each other, we all will be getting issues. So think it that way, that Damodaran have made a commit in the master at the name called as 3RD commit. Okay, so the same scenario I'm going to generate here. Listen carefully. Which branch I'm standing now?
Dev.
So I need to put one item extra in which branch I need to own. I need to go to the master. So now I'm going to open the file. Okay, I'm going to open the file and then I'm going to add like Damodaran one commit. What commit is that? Third line. Okay, because he's putting an incorrect thing and I told, right? So that guy is making an incorrect commit like this. But he is making directly on the master. That is the problem here. And also what he did, he saved that commit also. Okay, so he saved that commit also with the word called as 3RD commit. Okay, so what the commit he made, I may not be knowing that. Okay, he saved it to the master in between when I was working in dev. I may not be knowing that. So while in the process of merging, what I will be doing, I will be regularly coming to master and I will check in which branch I am standing. It will be showing that I am standing on the master branch. Once after I am standing on the master branch, what I will be doing now, I will be issuing the command called as git merge, and I will be adding the dev change, which is nothing but a THIRD change. Am I right? Am I making sense? So I will be directly merging it. I will not be waiting for anyone. Why? Because I was thinking that earlier it was one commit to two commit. Then I went to dev and I added the third commit. And then I came back here and I automatically added it without seeing the log. Why? Because I thought, I am assuming that everything is good. But in between, this guy made a mistake. I may not be knowing that. But check out, if I give git merge, okay, I will be getting an error like this. Check out here. Git merge dev, if I'm giving now, I will be able to get an error like auto merging failed. Auto merging failed, which shows that I'm getting an error like this. Okay. Indu, please record this error. Okay. I have shared for everyone. Record this error under your scenario number 2. So I'm getting an error like auto merging failed. So if auto merging is failed, which means that you are getting an error that the merge is not worked finally. Earlier stage merge was working finely, right? But now the merge is not working. Why? Because it may be due to various reasons. The reason is that there was something which was unexpected. Check out here. I was about to do this merging. Okay. I was about to do this merging. Okay. While I'm doing this merging, earlier it smoothly happened. Why? Because nothing was there earlier. Okay. Nothing was there earlier. But now here, one thing is also extrally available. So if I'm trying to do this one, definitely it will be end up in an accident. So what is called as accident? Accident means one is following rule, the other one is not following the rule. Am I right? So Karthik is following the rule, Damu is not following the rule. So ultimately it ended up into an accident. So both of them are affected out of it. What is that affected thing now? Now go to the original copy. Check out what happens to the original copy. Now I'm standing on the master. Let me cat the test file and I show for you. Cat test if I show now, you can able to see that both my changes and Damodaran's changes both are available here. So which shows that your first line, second line, and your 3RD line and your third line with some extra delimiters, everything is available here. Everything is available, which shows here that something accidentally happened. How the accident spot will be looking? My bike will be on top of his bike. So like that, my data is on top of his data. His data is on top of my data. So altogether it has happened like a collapse. So now we need to work to resolve this particular issue. Then only the issue will be resolved out. So can I work to resolve the issue? Check out how I'm going to work to resolve this issue. Okay, so I'm going to work to resolve this issue. Listen here, I'm going to manually fix this issue. How I'm going to manually fix this issue now? I will get into the test file and I will speak with Damodaran and I will check that he have committed mistakes. So I will remove all the content which is unnecessarily present without mine. Okay, except mine, what are all the things are unnecessarily present? Everything I will be removing out. Now, first line, second line, third line. This was the expected thing, right? Am I right? This was the expected thing, right? 3RD is the incorrect thing. Out of the 3RD, some of the unwanted delimiters also came into the picture. So I removed the 3RD commit, 3RD line, and I removed the delimiters. Now it is as per expected or not? Is it as per expected?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now I will be saving this file. Once I save this file, okay, I will be done. This is a fix called as a manual fix. Okay, I told what is the issue. Scenario number 2, I asked you to record Hindu. I gave the error. For that, I'm telling this as the first fix, which is called as a manual fix. You can manually save it. But in scenario 2 itself, we have another thing. We can do it automatically also. Because one line only we need to remove now, we can do manually. Guys, remember, in real time, you will have thousands of lines. In thousands of lines, various places this Damodaran would have made committed mistakes. Then how I can go and remove everything? Correct? It will be much irritating activity. So what I will be doing, I will be going ahead with not default methodology. I will be going ahead with one automated methodology. So I'm not going to save this file. Let me quit this content. If I'm saving, that is manual. Remember that one. I'm not saving this because I need that scenario live. I'm going to do it now with the automated. How I'm going to do it with an automated way? Just to listen carefully. Now I'm going to run a config command. You would have heard about the config command. Already I told what are all the config commands. I initially added my details also. That is one of the config commands. Here I'm going to introduce 3 config commands. What are all these config commands? This config command is you are going to introduce a merge tool. You are going to introduce a merge tool. We are going to use a merge conflict style. Okay, in which style we are going to use to merge it. And we are going to make the merge tool prompt as a false. Why? Because whenever I'm trying to open a merge tool, it should not ask me to prompt yes or no, whether I need to open or not. I need it. That is why the reason I'm hitting it. You don't ask me prompt like yes or no. So that is the reason I'm making it as false. So here I'm defining a tool called as vimdiff, which is a merge tool. This particular merge tool will be helpful for me. This particular merge tool will be helpful for me to do the thing in an automated manner. Check out here. First, let me run this commands to make my merge tool active. My merge tool is now active. Now I need to stand on the accident spot and I need to give a command called as merge tool, because merge tool has been added here. So now if I'm giving merge tool, it will be working for me. So now if I give git merge tool, one tool will be opened for you. Listen carefully. One tool will be opened for you. What the tool will be containing now? It will be containing the information about everything, whatever happened now. So now we are going to work like a automated manner within a tool, because that is what called as DevOps, right? If at all you are sitting and doing manually, then that is not DevOps. We need to provide solution for this one automatically. Check out how I'm providing the solution. Now I'm going to hit git merge tool. Once I hit, you can be able to see one screen, right? So this screen shows me that totally 4 boxes are available. Box number 1, box number 2, box number 3, box number 4. So you need to know that what are all these boxes? What are all the content you have in the boxes? Box number 4 have the current content of the file, because now the file is looking like this only, right? Currently. So that is the current. And how it is looking in the master. So master, before that, what was Damu did, that change is available here. What Karthik did, that change is available here. Before Karthik and Damu was working, what was the older one? What was the base one? That change is now in the middle also. Can I able to see in the mid that Damodaran change without touching Damodaran, without touching Karthik, I have my other item also. So now I can able to see that both the items are available with. So I think I'm making sense about these 4 boxes. Am I right? Can you able to correlate that my 4 boxes are right or wrong? Can anyone confirm me that till here what you have understood or anything as a question you have? Because more than that, I'm going to go more deeper into this concept. If anything you have a question, yes, you can come back to me. Now I'm opening a questionnaire thing. You guys are all on a same page? You're all on the same page? Can anyone confirm me? Cool.
Yes, sir.
A few chats as a confirmation from you. Thank you. So now what I'm going to do now I'm going to openly keep your question. I'm going to keep a question with you. Guys, keep your finger on the unmute button. Unmute and answer me. Okay. So now see here, you can able to see here, totally 4 boxes are available. I told what are all the boxes here. This is my incorrect content I already told you. Okay. I have an incorrect content. Now I need a right content. Tell me which is the right content in the last 3 boxes.
Third box.
Third box.
Third one.
Third one is the right content.
Remote one.
Third one is the right content as per Karthik. Am I right? Because Damu will be still arguing that his content is correct. Am I right? Right? People are there, right? So they will be arguing their own content. So what I need to do, first I need to clarify Damu that where he did a mistake. Later on, I need to justify where I was correct. Later on, then only I need to go ahead with this particular change. So now I'm going to teach you how to fix this thing. So my third box need to come into the current file. So check out here. I'm going to make it the third box to come for you. So I want to give something called as a exclamatory mark. Now everybody can go to mute. Okay. So now I can give a colon. Okay. And then I need to follow these commands. Check out here. In the notepad, you can able to see that you want to give diff G a command. Following to it, if you want to go ahead with the change of remote, you need to go ahead with RE. If you want to go ahead with the change of a base, you need to go ahead with the BA. If you want to go ahead with the change of a local, you need to go ahead with the local. All these names are available here. This is local, this is base, and this is remote. Now, which one we need to go ahead with? The remote. So what I'm going to give, I'm going to give a diff G space RE because I need the remote content. Once if I give a diff G hyphen RE, hold on, diff G space RE, okay, still it is not holding out. Okay, sometime due to the time constraint, it will be asking you for multiple time. No issues. I will try to give for one more time. Okay, can you able to see diff G space RE, RE in caps if I give now, that content came here. Did you notice it? That content came here. So now my current file is first line, second line, third line. This is what the correct content, right? Everybody accepts with me?
Yes.
Everybody is accepting with me? So we are good, right?
Yes.
So can
Yes,
I
bro.
save the file? Now listen carefully how I'm saving the file. How you will be usually saving the file? Colon WQ exclamatory. Am I right? This is the way you will be. See here in the end what I'm doing. This is the way I will be saving the file. But if I give exclamatory, it will be closing only one window. Totally, how many windows we have now? In this tool, we have 4 windows. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this one. Totally 4. So what I need to do now, I need to give WQA. If I give like that, now all the windows will be closed in a single shot. If I give only exclamatory now, for everything 4 times I need to give a WQ exclamatory like that, right? So I'm teaching you now. Colon WQA is an option to save all the files. Now the files got saved. So now I think we are good. Now go and see the content in the file. Cat test if you give now what is the content is available. Cat test is available here. Got it? So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you cat test is working, right? Now I need to show you how many files are there in the local machine. Earlier, how many files were been there? In this path, how many files were been there? Omit the .git folder. Tell me only existing files. How many files were been there? Under root to merge path, how many files? How 2 files? What are all the 2 files? Tell me. One is test. Another one? Only test, right? Earlier it was only test. I added everything on top of test only, right? Then why you guys are saying 2 files? 1 or 2?
It will be only test file.
Only 1 test file. It was the earlier situation. Okay. So now see, after this merging conflict which I fixed, you can able to see 2 files. Check out here. Can you able to see 2 files? Now why 2 files? Earlier to this fix, earlier the file was looking so accidental mode, right? That is what your backup content. So system is automatically taking a backup for you. So whenever you are doing an auto merge conflict, what and all the output you will be seeing now, you need to tell that the fix what I was trying to do, that will be get fixed. And also before the fix, what was the content, that will be captured as a backup file, and it will be present with the naming convention of myfile.org, origin or original, whatever you need to take, you can take it out. So you can able to see 2 files now, but don't bother about that test.org file. That is one backup file which the system got created. If you want, you can keep. If you don't want, you delete it. No issues. Okay. But don't worry about that file. So remove that from your vision. Don't need to worry about that file. Now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to show about my file only. So now my file is only with the appropriate content what I have. So my cat test is exactly looking like what I need. So whatever the thing I need, everything is available in that test file. So now I think I am fine with. Am I right? But now I edited this particular file using that merge tool, right? So it will be expecting me to do a commit. It will be expecting me to do a commit. To confirm that one, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you the status of the file. Am I right? If I show you the status of the file, you can able to understand that yes, you are pending with the commit. Check out here. It is showing here to do a commit. Why? Because it has been only with the add stage. Why? Because if you are adding, it will be showing in green color, I told, right? So it is showing in green color. So it is an added stage. But commit is not yet done. Don't bother about this file. This file now only got created. That is why it is showing like untracked. Never bother about this file. Okay. You bother about only your file. So your file is test file that is showing like a modified status. So it is in a modified and added status. Now what you need to do? You need to commit it. So I'm going to give a commit now. Listen carefully. I'm going to give a commit with commit message -m, and I'm going to give the commit as a final commit. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give the commit as a final commit. What is called as final commit now? Since I have done with the entire issue, I'm going to give it as finally one commit. That's it. I'm done with the final commit. Okay. Now you guys need to think and tell me. Now if I give git log, how many logs will be there for me? If I give a git log, how many logs will be there for me? Don't give guesses. Just take 1 or 2 minutes time. Think and tell me how many logs will be there. If I hit and enter, how many logs will be there? Calculate from the beginning. And if you want to refer this particular diagram also, and tell me how many logs will be there overall on your master if I am going to give git log. How many logs?
Five.
Okay. Any other answers? Any other answers? 4. Any other answer? Anybody say 3 logs? Anybody have an answer of 3 logs? I think maximum getting 4. Some people saying 5. Anybody with 3?
I'm saying 3.
Okay. What are all the 3? Shankar, can you explain?
First, second, and third.
First commit, second commit,
Second commit,
third
commit.
And what happens to that final commit? A1 commit, right? Final commit is also in the picture, right?
Yes.
So your log is not as per your content. Log is as per your activity. Remember that one. Shankar took the content. What content he took? First commit, second commit, first line, second line, third line. So first commit, second commit, third commit. No, it is not as per your content. It is as per your activity. So how many activities you did? First commit, second commit, third commit, and final commit.
Final commit. Correct.
Right? So now
Correct.
it is 4. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay. Then what happens to your 3RD commit which Damodaran made? You removed the content only. We didn't remove the commit, right? Content only 3RD line I removed. But I didn't remove the commit anywhere, right? Commit is like your sin. Commit is like your sin. நீங்க பண்ண பாவம் மாதிரி உங்களை விட்டுலாம் போவே போவாது. It will be always following you. So definitely your commits are available here. If you want to include that commit, then totally 5 commits. Check out here. Git log. One line if I'm going to give now, you can able to see 5 commits. What are all the commits I did? What Damodaran did? What finally I did? Everything is available. Can you able to see? So in our scenario, how many commits totally we have?
5.
5 commits. So now Indu can close this particular scenario. So this particular scenario, I taught you how to get an error and how to fix an error, how to fix manually, how to fix automatically using merge tool. And I taught you how many commits will be there available. So scenario number 2 got over. In scenario number 2, any doubts for anyone? Anyone is not ready to pick or accept? No, Karthik. It's 4 commits only. Anybody is ready to argue with me? Or you are accepting? Why? Because I showed you the proof itself, right? So you need to accept, right? So making sense? Can I get a confirmation from you that you guys are clear? If I see some clear messages, it will be helpful for me.
Yes, sir, I have a doubt. If you are doing it manually, again also we will be having 5 commits.
Definitely. Okay, you do that as an assignment. Anyway, if you do manually also, there will be 5 commits. So methodology is not a matter, but the output is related with your activity only. Even you do manually, even you need to give final commit. Even if you give final commit, your commits and the final commit and Damodaran commit, totally 5 commits. Okay, so try that as an assignment. Okay, Indu, just to make note of, this is going to be an assignment. You guys are going to do manually without your what can I say? Without your merge tool. But that is not recommended. You need to work with merge tool only. That will be the better choice. But try with the manual also for answering the doubt of Shankar. You will be getting a clarity. Anything you are getting as a doubt, implement that. No need to worry at all. The technology is not going to eat you. Only you are going to eat the technology. Okay. So try with that. Hit hardly. Nothing is going to go wrong, right? I saw multiple clear from the chat. So I think nobody have a doubt. But I still open one more thing. You have any doubts? If no, I will proceed. Right? So I think everyone is silent. So I think everybody is clear. So now I'm going to move on to the third scenario. Okay. So it is going to mark up third scenario. The third scenario is working with the rebase. Working with the rebase. So third scenario is working with the rebase. So now I'm coming back here again. Okay. So my thing is I need to tell you that what is called as rebase. Now I told you one thing. You guys are all got confused, right? You cannot able to clearly say how many commits. Okay. Now I will open on questionnaire session. In second scenario, finally I committed, right? You can able to see that git log, right? How many logs did you saw? Totally 5 logs. In this 5 log, can anyone say that which is an unnecessary commit unnecessarily came and fall into this? Which is the unnecessary commit? I can able to see here.
3RD commit.
3RD commit, which Damodaran did, is an unnecessary commit. This is as per Shankar. Okay.
For me, it's a final commit.
Final commit is as per Subha. That she says that she would have avoided that final commit. But I will say my answer as by merging Subha's answer and also Shankar's answer, like both are unnecessary. Am I right? This Damodaran made a mistake. That is the reason this commit came into the picture, right? Or else it would have happened a smooth commit itself. Then there is no error in commit. Then why am I going to put final commit? So final commit, third commit, both are unnecessary for me. Am I right?
Correct.
Making sense, right? So both are unnecessary for me. So this unnecessary activity came because Damu doesn't follow the rules. So what you learned out of this lesson, you need to follow the coding rule. You need to follow the merging rule. You need to follow the branching rule. So all these you need to follow. But definitely we cannot able to follow everything always, right? Government is asking you to put helmet. Are you putting helmet? Government is asking you to stay in home. Are you staying in home? Definitely rule is always to break. Am I right? So we have a mentality that so definitely humans will make mistakes. So if at all you are making mistake, at least how you can resolve out of that mistake without having these extra commits. So without those extra commits, I'm going to show you how to avoid that. Anyway, this merge commit out of that final commit came into the picture, right? But if this Damodaran's commit is going to be a needed commit, it's not a 3RD commit. Think like that is a fourth commit. If it is going to be a needed commit, then Damodaran's commit also needed, right? So in that way, we cannot able to avoid his commit also. So I'm going to make a scenario in that way. That is what called as scenario number 3, which is nothing but a rebase. Listen to me carefully, guys, so that you are not making anything. I'm going very slowly. Did you saw that? Why? Because Git is all about commands. But understanding the things related with Git is too much hard. I know very well. Okay. Subha is almost sitting here in the 3rd session. Okay. So it will be tough for anyone to make it understand. Many people are sitting here for 2nd time. I know very well. But why I'm trying to make you these things in a slower manner, that on the first attempt itself, you need to try to understand. Okay. So for the guys who are trying for the first time, you need to understand. For that the sake, I'm trying it in a more slower manner. It will be a little bit extra 10-15 minutes time consuming. Don't need to worry. Time consuming is let it be. Okay. You are also suffering. I'm also suffering. But concept understanding is more important. Why? Because it's all about interview. You are not going to work with the Git much. Why? Because you are not at all a developer. Remember that one. You are not at all a developer. You are not going to work with Git. But remember one thing, interview will be with Git one. Because they will expect some of the toughest question where you would have not worked. Because they itself know that you would have not worked. But still why they are asking, they need to eliminate someone, right? For example, for one opening, 10 people are coming now. How I will eliminate the 9%? I need to ask something out of the box. So that is the reason I'm teaching something out of the box. You need to learn this out of the box to get that out of the box offer. Am I right? You are seeing my status, right? People are getting offer for 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 16 lakhs solidly. How those things are happening now? They are touching the out of box. You also need to touch the out of box. One who is doing the regular thing are not going to get appreciation. One who is going to do something out of the box, they are eligible for the appreciation, right? So now listen to the scenario number 3. So Indu is going to record it as a rebase. Okay. So now I will be creating another folder called as a rebase. Okay. So I will be creating a folder called as a rebase, and I will be getting into the rebase folder. And there again, I need to initiate my Git. Okay. And then I will be creating a file called as a test. Same thing, what and all I did there, I also need to do it here. So just bear with me because I'm creating every time new scenarios. So for that, the same examples I'm using for you. Okay. So just bear with me. Okay. So I'm giving Git. Now if I give Git commit -a, it will not accept. Why? Because for the first time when you are pushing a file into .git folder, you need to add it manually only. So add test. From the second time only, you can give a -a command. Okay. So remember that first time when we are using, you cannot do that. So I am just fastly generating the scenario. Okay. So all these things which we already did only. So just bear with me. Second line. Okay. And I'm going to commit this one also. So this time I will not add it directly. I will give -a-m second line. Okay. Second commit. Now I will be creating a branch as I said. So Git branch going to come into the picture. So Git branch I am going to add. Okay, the branch name is dev. So if I check out, I will be going there and I will be landing up. And again, I will be adding a third line to it. Okay, so this is what usually you are doing now. Okay, same thing I'm doing. Don't worry. Just listen to me. That's enough. Okay, so this one also I'm committing. So third commit I'm doing. Okay, so now 3 commits will be in the dev, 2 commits will be in the master. Okay. So now going to your master. So now Damodaran coming again into our line. So what this guy is doing now, this time he is opening the file and he is adding some content. But this time, okay, I have made one mistake. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, I need to show it in a different scenario. So let me recreate again. Hold on. Get to rebase 1, I will create and I will rebase it. I will get into this folder and I will initiate the Git. Git init. Okay, so I'm initiating the Git here. So this scenario, what I was thought of a different one, but I made a different one. Okay, hold on. I'll teach you again. First line. So let me add the first line. So git add, git commit -m, first commit. Okay, and then git, and again I am opening the same file. I'm going to add the second line. So this time again I'm adding it, adding commit -m. I'm going to make it a second commit. I'm saving it. Now I will be creating a branch, right? So what's the branch name I'm going to give now? I'm going to give the branch name as a dev. So let me check it into dev branch. Sorry, dev branch. Okay, so you can able to see that the file is available here. But this time, my third commit I'm not going to add on the same file because every time now you are working with the same file only, right? So I'm going to have my third commit on my new file which is called as a test1. So I'm going to add here. Check out, listen carefully, I'm adding it. So third line I'm adding. Let me save it out. Okay, so now totally how many files I have now? 2 files I have. So git add, git commit -m, third commit. So it's more or less your last scenario only, but I am introducing here with the new file also so that you are learning it with the 2 files. So totally how many files are there in the dev? 2 files are available. But if you go to the master, how many files will be there? In master, how many files, guys?
1.
1. Only 1. So in that 1, I'm going to add like Damodaran, the 4th line. Listen carefully. So I'm adding the 4th line here. So I'm going to show you the difference that here extra content is there. There one extra file is there. Here one extra content is there. There one extra file is there. Now if I'm trying to do merge, what it will lead to? So that is what we are going to understand. So now let me try to commit first Damodaran's change as a 4th commit. And then I will take you into the diagram. Okay. I showed you one diagram, right? The same diagram. Now this is not 3rd commit. Now it has become a 4th commit. Now totally how many commits we have? We have here 3 commits. We have here 3 commits. But here we have one extra file also which is called as a test and also test.1. Test1 and test2 files are there. So now if I'm trying to commit, okay, I need to teach you a different methodology. Why? Because if I'm going to do merge, I already told you 2 rules you need to follow. One rule is before giving merge, git to merge command we are going to give, right? Before giving this git to merge command, 2 things we need to check. One is on which branch we are standing. One is on which branch we are standing. Now which branch we are standing, guys? Master branch we are standing. Okay, so from master branch only you need to give merge. Am I right? Because merge command itself get to merge feature branch one. Feature branch is nothing but our dev branch. So we are going to give that one only. Many people will be stopping with this thing itself. This one rule only they will follow. But I'm insisting you to follow the second rule also, which is nothing but you need to check the log also. Once you check the log, then you can able to see apart from your base, you have seen another commit also. If you want to see this commit who did na, then you will be getting an idea that who did that. Who would have did that? Here my name is available, but actually in real time, Damodaran's name will be available. Then I will be going and calling this guy and I will be asking, Damu, have you worked with the file name called as test? Then he will say, yes, Karthik, I have worked. Why? Because I have a change. For that, the change I have edited the file. Then I will say, I also had a change. Same file only I need to edit. I also edited and kept into the dev branch. You have edited it directly into the master branch. Now, if I try to merge it out, definitely our changes will be conflicted. So last scenario number 2, I don't want Damu's content. But in scenario number 3, I want Damu's content. Can you able to understand? So Damu is now in a non-avoidable situation. My change also need to be, Damu's change also need to be, then I need to do different thing. Why? Because if you go to merge tool, what it will suggest? It will suggest you to go ahead with that change or this change. Any one only. Am I right? Am I right? That is what you have seen merge tool, right?
Yes.
Whether you want to go ahead with the base, or else you want to go ahead with the local, or else you want to go ahead with the
Remote.
any other remote. So that way only you have choices only. You want to pick any one among it. But here the scenario is third commit also we needed, fourth commit also we needed. And also we are not ready to do final commit also. As Subha and Shankar said, extra commits also we need to avoid. For that the sake, we need a component called as rebase. What we need? Rebase. Now tell me what is the definition for rebase. Normally what is called as a rename, guys. You would have come across this word rename, right? What is rename? What is rename? You would have come across this word every time, right? Can anyone tell what is rename? Modification of the existing one. Dinesh is saying. Any other answer? To rename a file. Out of that, what you are going to do? Changing the name you are doing. Am I right? For example, Ram Kumar, I'm going to change the name to Raj Kumar. Na? That is what the change in name. Name change. So re means what to change. Am I right? Re means a change. That is why change in name na rename. Reoccurring na again. Am I right? Redo means again you are going to do. So everything re means a change or again. That is what called as a re, right? So now we have used a word or a name called as a rebase. Now tell me what is rebase. What will be the rebase? Change in? Change in?
Base.
That's it. Rename na, changing name na. Rebase na, change in base only, right? Why there is a doubt for you? There should be no doubt. So what I'm going to do now, check out here for this commit and also for this commit. These two commits are the base. For this commit and this commit, these two are the base. Now this base got extra added with one more item also in the base. But this guy is still pointing to this guy. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do rebase. Check out how I'm doing that. Just move that from here to here. That's it. This is what called as rebase. So now if you move the content from older base to newer base, the older base was second commit. Now the newer base was fourth commit. So now from moving from one base to another base, that is what called as rebase. So now we are going to do that rebase in our feature branch. Merging where we did? Standing on top of master, right? Rebase we need to do on standing on top of our feature branch. So now I'm going to do the rebase. So if I do the rebase, see what it happened. If I show you practically, you can be able to see. Now I did one thing, right? Now I'm going to do that practically. Then I'll open a questionnaire session. Now see in which branch I'm standing. Which branch I'm standing, guys? I'm standing in master. So to do the rebase, where I need to move on? Dev branch.
Dev.
Go to dev branch. Check out the log. How many logs we are having? 3 logs we are having. There are also 3 logs we are having, but the logs are different, right? So now what I need to do, that fourth commit I need to add it here. That is what called as rebase, right? Earlier it was showing like this. Earlier it was showing like this for you. It was showing like this for you. Now it need to show like this for you. Now that is what the reason you are touching rebase. Am I right? That is what the thing you are doing the rebase. So now see, I'm going to issue a command called as a rebase. Standing on the third commit, I'm going to do the rebase. So I'm going to use a rebase. Check out what I'm going to do. Rebase followed by master, because we need to, where we are standing, we need to call the opponent. So git rebase master. Why? Because we are standing on top of which branch? Dev branch. So we are standing on the Dev branch. We are going to add a rebase. Check out here. Without any issues, the rebase has been happened. Now if you give git log, check out, your log of master would have came here. Your master has been having a log, right? What log? Fourth commit log. That would have came here into here. Check out. Can you able to see that master's commit came here? This is what called as rebasing. So your base was earlier first commit, second commit only. Now your base has become first commit, second commit, fourth commit. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? So now this structure has turned like this. Now if you do merge, will it affect or not? Open up with the answer. Next. I have multiple scenarios for you. Say yes or no. Now if I do merge, will it cause any issue? Yes or no? Sasikumar
No.
is saying no.
No.
No. Why? Because only if you have any other extra thing, then only the merge will not work. Now you need to do merge. Now you need to check out to your master. You need to check out to your master. From master, you are going to give a command called as merge dev. Without any issues, merge is going to happen. Check out here. It didn't shows you any conflict. It shows you any conflict. Why? Because we are perfectly aligned it up. Okay. There is no conflict. That is why no error. Earlier in scenario number 2, Indu recorded one error, right? That error didn't come here. Why? Because we brilliantly did this job. That brilliance is what called as rebase. So rebase is an item in real time which will be helpful for you to work with this kind of stuff. Am I making sense? I'm making sense, right? Now see, whatever I expected is there in my master machine or not. First line, second line, third line only is there. Okay, where is the third line? Third line is not there. Okay, what happened? We did, okay, the third line is there in this particular file. Check out here, because we kept that in the second file only, right? Third line is there. So your 2 files are available, and also your log, if you see, all your commits will be there. Now tell me, if I give git log 1 line, how many commits will be there? Think and say.
4 commits.
What are all the 4 commits?
First commit, second, third, and fourth.
So any final commits we need to provide now?
No.
How you are saying no? What is the proof of saying no?
Because like the commit which Damodaran made was not a mistake here.
Mm-hmm.
For that we have done
Didn't
this
alter. We didn't alter. That is why if you don't touch the file, no extra commits needed. But still the proof is, if I'm saying verbally, nobody will accept. If I'm saying anything verbally, nobody accepts. What I need? Proof. What is the proof here? Na? If I give git status, something it need to show, right? Last time it shows modify M green color. Did you remember? You guys remember? Modified green color it showed. Now if it is not going to return any output, na, what it mean? Both your .git and your current file both are equal. Am I right? It will not return any output. Check out. Because it shows that both .git folder and your current file, everything has been equally kept due to this rebase. So there is nothing to do extra commit. So there is no need of that final commit at all. That is why your commits and all you are now omitting out, right? So now if you give git log, you can able to see that only that expected commits are available. Karthik's commit and Damodaran's commit are only available. No extra commits are available. Am I making sense? Or anybody need any different type of explanation? Or you are clear? I want to see in the chat clear, 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 or else you have doubt. Anybody who have doubt, unmute and ask me. If you are clear, just make it out that you are clear. Post me clear. Anybody have a question? Nobody have a question. Why? Because I need to move to another scenario. We have one more scenario because for 1.5 hours we are running the session. Any other? Nothing, right? Everybody is clear, right? Cool. So this is what scenario number 3. Okay. So I think Indu have recorded scenario number 3. So Indu record scenario number 3 is working with the rebase without any extra commit out to work. That is what called as rebase. So scenario number 3 is over. Now we are going to move on to the scenario number 4. For scenario number 4, again I need to do this thing, but I'm going to explain one thing for you, which is called as cherry pick. Okay. The concept name is cherry pick. So Indu, just record scenario number 4 is cherry pick. Make a note. Okay. And I got a question from Sandeep. Can we make 3rd commit before 4th commit? Okay. Yes, we can make it out. Okay. That you should have made it in that way. Okay. But commits are all recorded as per the time date which you have published. So it is now aligned up in that order only. So if you see git log in a full form, the time will be in an ascending order for you. Okay. So you have merged your 3rd before to it. Okay. So you want to align it in a aligned in a ascending order manner. Yes, you can do. But when it is coming from your different branch, okay, you cannot able to align it up. So that way you want to accept it. Check out here. This was the older commit. This was the younger commit. Okay, so this was the older commit, this was the younger commit, but still it is in reciprocal manner. Okay, due to the alignment in what way we have pulled out. Okay, this is an expected scenario only. So as answering per your question, yes, we can not make it out. We need to go ahead with the commits only, but there is an option for aligning it up that will be coming under your advanced git. Okay, so there is no session for us in that way. Why? Because we are not learning git for 10-20 hours, right? But answering to your question, yes, it can be done. You need to align it up. Go on Google how to align it up. Okay, you can align it up. Okay, so you can move your commits in your logs. Okay, now coming to your question, scenario number 4. Scenario number 4 is cherry pick. Okay, so you can able to see cherry pick. Have you come across the word called cherry anywhere? Any one of you here have known a word called as cherry? What is cherry? Normal English word cherry. Answer, guys. Cherry is a fruit. Super. Hindu said cherry is a fruit. Apart from that, is everybody accepting cherry is a fruit? Yes or no? Cherry is a fruit. Exactly, cherry is a fruit. Okay.
Yes.
Have you seen the cherry fruit? My next question. Okay. How that fruit will be looking? Red in color. Right? Apart from that, the fruit will be looking red in color. Apart from that, dark red. Super. So it will be in dark red. Okay. But apart from that, your cherry fruits will be having a nature that it will be always with the twig. Okay, you can able to see that the cherry fruits are always with the twig. So what is called as twig na? Twig is nothing but நம்ம தமிழ்ல காம்புன்னு சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா? So for every fruit there will be one twig on top of it. For what reason na? Cherry fruit will be having a thin skin and it will be growing only in cold places. So you should not touch that fruit when you are plucking. So what you need to do, you need to touch the twig and you need to pluck it. For that the reason it has been kept out. So whenever you are going to steal one, or whenever you are going to copy one individual commit, you are going to copy one individual commit from one branch to another branch. Now we will be using cherry pick. So cherry pick is also a concept which will be helpful for you to copy it from one branch to another branch. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create here one folder called as cherry. So once after I'm creating a folder called as cherry, I will be initializing my Git. Okay, so Git will be initialized here. So let me initiate my Git. So Git initialize it's done. Then let me create a file called as test. And under that file, I will be adding a line called as first line. Okay, I have added a first line. And then I will be adding it and I will be committing it. This is what actually expected, right? So no need to have a doubt. First commit. Okay. And then I will be doing a second commit also. Okay. Second commit. So this is what you will make usually. And then what you will do, you will get a branch. I will be creating a dev branch. Okay, I didn't commit the change. I just saved the file. Let me commit it in a single shot. -a, -m, -a, -m. This is my second commit. So my 2 commits are over. Okay. So now 2 commits has been done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create a branch. So git branch I'm going to create. Get a branch dev. So now I'm creating a branch. I need to check out to that branch, right? So usually I will be checking out with the branch called as checkout command. So checkout dev. And from there, if you can able to see, test file is available there also. And if you give git log, you'll be seeing 2 logs available. So I'm not going to add any commits here. But after moving on to dev branch, okay, I will leave like this and I will go on for a break. And later after 10-15 minutes coming back, I will forget that in which branch I'm standing. So I will be thinking that I'm standing in master. Now I will open the test and I will add my extra commit also. So I will be adding one extra commit. Okay, thinking that I'm standing in master. I'm doing one mistake now. Okay, so how to justify that mistake only we are going to learn, because everyone will make mistake. We cannot go out of the mistakes. Remember that. Okay, we cannot go out of the mistakes, but how to solve that mistake we need to know. That's the thing I'm training you, right? So this is here third commit. So once after issuing the third commit, I will be giving git log. Once I give git log, then only it will be a big shock for me that I committed a third commit on top of a dev. Actually, what I want to do, I want to commit it on top of my master. So now let me see the branch where I am standing. When I'm seeing the branch, then I will get a shock that I was standing in dev, but unknowingly I worked with the dev branch. So here, nothing a big deal. Okay, I didn't do any sin and all. Okay, don't need to worry. So this is what called as a, okay, this is what called as a cherry pick I'm going to teach you. So cherry pick means, I already told that it is like your cherry fruit, how you are plucking from the tree. So usually how the cherry pick will be looking now, I already told every cherry pick will be having a unique twig. From one twig you cannot able to see 2 cherry fruits. For each fruit you will be able to see one individual twig. So that is what here I'm trying to make you justify. See here you are able to see that every fruit is having a twig. So all these things which is having a twig, which shows that for every commit you have something called as a commit ID. Here you have a commit, here you have a commit ID, here I have a commit ID. So what the commit incorrectly I made, or what the commit which I want to copy from one branch to another branch, I will be using this commit ID to do that. So now I did it in dev, right? For last half an hour I'm working and doing this change now. Again I want to do it in master now. This will be a rework. To avoid that rework, what I'm going to do, I will be check out to my master. I'll be check out to my master, and there I will use something called as a cherry pick. Listen carefully. Cherry pick. Cherry hyphen pick. And I will copy this commit ID, which I am putting here. Okay, so now earlier what it was been, it was been only with the 2 logs. Okay, you can able to see only 2 logs available. This third commit was not available there. But now using cherry pick, I'm going to copy that commit or change into my master also. Check out. Now my master got that change. Now if I give git log, okay. And now if I give git log, now under a new commit ID, this is not my ID. Check out here. Now under a new commit ID, that same change got registered in the master also. But if you expandably see the log, check out the command is going to be the same, the author is going to be the same, and check out the date 6/18/44. 6/18/44. 6/18/44. So date, timestamp, author, command, commit command, nothing has got changed, but only the commit ID got changed. Because always in your Git, commit IDs are unique. So you have always a unique ID to master it. So this is what called as copying a commit from cherry pick. You can raise one question now. Karthik, this is what we did with merging, right? Then why you need this thing? Yes, go and see your merge. Merge, how it looks, and this one, how it looks. There you will be seeing that from where the commit came, it will be carrying the dev information in the commit log. But check out in my commit, it is nowhere carried the dev related information in anywhere in the log. But in your older merge, what and all you did, it was not there in my history. But in older merge, what and all you did, everywhere you can able to see that master command dev will be available. So this shows you that the residue of from which branch you merged it out. But here it is not like a merging. It is like copying. It is like restoring your mistake. So that is why it is just storing like master. So this is one of the difference. And apart from that, merge will bring all the commits in the dev branch. Merge will bring all the commits. But specifically one commit alone you need to bring. That one you can do with your cherry pick. That is what the beauty of cherry pick. So cherry pick will be helpful for you to pick only one commit. So this is one more thing I need to tell about your cherry pick. So cherry pick is also one of the advanced concept. That is why I'm teaching you here. Now cherry pick is one of the interview question. Guys, remember, definitely in Git you will be getting one interview question now. That is your cherry pick. Nowadays I'm monitoring keenly that what are all the interview questions regularly I'm getting. So cherry pick is also one of the interview questions. Remember that you are not leaving this concept. So understand the difference between merge, rebase, cherry pick, branching. All these advanced concepts, whatever we saw today, everything is interview questions. Okay. So now I'm going to give one more assignment for you, and then I will open a questionnaire session, because whenever I'm remembering, I will be giving the assignment. You guys, yesterday I would have asked you to, Avinash recorded some of the assignments. Remember? I will not ask whether you did or not, but remember that you are going to do all those assignments. Okay. So Avinash, can you, if you have that thing, again, can you paste for the audience, because some more new people also came here. So today I'm giving one more assignment for you, which is called as Git tagging. Okay. I'm introducing now one new feature called as Git tagging. Remember, that is one of the interview question. Git tagging. So why you need Git tagging? Na? Git tagging is used for one purpose. What is that purpose? What is that information and all? You are going to do as an assignment. So this is my 4th assignment. So adding to Avinash assignment or Sandeep's, which he pasted it, I'm just copying it and pasting here. So Git tagging is going to be your 4th assignment. Whatever I'm giving as assignment, all those are interview questions. Git stash, Git tagging, everything you are going to work it out. So Git tagging. What is Git tagging is going to be my 4th assignment. Okay. So now I'm going to give my 5th assignment also. What is that? We would have seen a Git push, but we never ever seen Git pull, right? You go and work out what is called as Git pull. Nothing. Just you are going to use your Git repository URL and you are going to pull and paste it in your local machine. That's it. But there is a difference between Git pull, Git fetch, and Git clone. Okay. So I have registered everything here. So you guys are going to now show me the difference between Git push, Git pull, Git clone. So all 5 Fifth assignment also I have given related with Git. So whatever I'm giving as an assignment, make sure all those are interview questions. Now I'm going to go to the last concept. Only one concept is pending. That is going to be your scenario number 5. Okay, I think Indu is recording all the 4 scenarios. So now she will be recording the 5th scenario. Before proceeding with that, I need to open a question session. If you have any questions, quickly tell me that you have a question or you don't have a question. Are you clear? I need to hear from you so that I will be moving, because almost we are going to near our 2-hour session. Why? Because I need to finish this topic today itself. That's the reason I'm taking more time. So bear with me. I'm going to finish it off in another 10 minutes. Tell me quickly if you have any question, or else if you are clear, just put clear, clear, clear. I need to minimum see 5 clear. I think I have only seen 3 clear. Some more clear. Sandeep is clear. Okay. Shankar is clear. Janani is clear. Indu is clear. Thank you. So now I'm going to go to the 5th concept, which is called as Git forking. This is one of the important interview question, guys. This is not we are going to do with the Git client. Client level scenarios over. Now this I'm going to show in GitHub. So let me take you into GitHub and I will show you that what is there in my GitHub. So I think you would have seen multiple things, guys. I think you would have seen multiple things here. Okay, so check out here. You would have seen multiple things here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you one more thing, which is called as Git forking. In this image, can you able to see at the right hand side corner? You can able to see something called as forking. Fork is available, right? So I'm going to tell about that one only. What is called as forking? Because in real time, many people will be having this kind of scenario. They'll be saying that I'm going to fork your code. I'm going to fork your code. What is that is called as forking? Actually, forking means, forking is equal to what you mean. Forking is ultimately, it's a 2 activity you are going to do in a single way. It is going to be a pull and push. Okay. So what is pull na? You know what is pull, right? Pull means you are pulling the code from your GitHub to your Git client. That is to your local. Then you will be doing one change and then you will be pushing to your GitHub. So what here we want to do now? We want to pull it from our friend. You are having some colleagues, right? So pull from a friend. Okay. And push it to your GitHub. So let me put it as GitHub. So pulling from your friend URL and pushing into your URL is what called as fork. Again, I'm saying fork means pulling from your friend URL and pushing into your URL. So I am having one Git repository here. Can you able to see here? This is my URL. I'm standing now in my URL. I'm standing on my URL and I cannot push it into my URL. That is why this fork is visible for me. Can you able to see the fork is not working for me? Because I'm standing on my own URL. Karthik Govind 7 accounts repository I'm standing. So that is why it will not work. But if I'm standing in Shankar's repository or Subha's repository or Afrin's repository, then from their repository I can copy it because they are uploading some data publicly. If I want to copy that copy, I want to first pull it into my local and then push it into my GitHub. So it is a 2 activity. To do it in a single shot, I need to use fork. So now I'm going to show you that how I'm going to use a item. So check out here. I have my friend who is someone. Okay. So my friend's URL, I'm going to pick it out. Okay. So I have my friend URL here. Okay. So check out my friend URL. I have one URL with me. So let me try my friend URL. His URL name is Git data science is a data science trainer. Remember like that way. Okay. So Git data science. Okay. Data science masters / go. So his account name is data science masters and his URL is go. That's it. Okay. His repository is go. If I'm hitting that one, I can be able to see his content if he is storing it publicly. I told that anybody can see your data. I told already anybody can see your data if it is stored publicly. So this guy stored it publicly. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to fork that repository called as go entirely to my account. So now see in the right side corner, the fork is available and it is enabled also. And also it showed that nearly 5,300 people has forked this one. So here you can able to see one content, right? A lengthy content. And you able to see these many files are available. It is not like my test file, only one content. It is having these many contents and these many here, these contents are available. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this fork so that it will be now copied from this data science master's account to Karthik Govind 7 account. Listen carefully. Once after I'm clicking fork, it will be coming to my account. So this data science masters will be changed to Karthik Govind 7. Check out, listen carefully. I'm going to fork it out. So once I'm clicking on fork, this fork means it will be taking from his plate to my plate. So it is copying. You can able to see that symbol here, right? It is forking. So now it has been completely forked. So data science URL now changed to Karthik Govind 7 / URL. So now a folder called as Go got created. So now a folder called as Go got created, which shows that whatever the content available, it has now available in my folder also. You can able to see this. This content has been forked by multiple people, nearly 5,300 people, but I cannot fork it now. Why? Because it is available in my repository. From my repository again into my account, I cannot able to copy, or that the reason it will not be allowing you. Okay, forking means copying the entire repository, not copying the content. The entire repository. In real time, where we will be doing this now, for example, myself and Shankar are both our colleagues. I'm also working for IBM and he's also working for IBM. Just remember like that way. But this guy Shankar is working for a client called as HDFC, and I'm working for a client called as ICICI. So he need a core code of ICICI to do the same thing for his client HDFC. Okay, HDFC bank website also you would have seen. ICICI bank website also you would have seen. ICICI will be looking in orange color. HDFC will be looking in blue color. Rather than the look and feel, the functionality is going to be the same. Correct? So from the scratch, you don't need to prepare. Rather than this guy will ask, Karthik, can you please give your mother code? I will copy your mother code and I will edit and I will give it for my client called as HDFC now. So he can skip his activity. So what I will be doing now, I will be giving this URL to him. So now you all guys can, if at all overall having, okay, all you guys overall having the GitHub account, if you try to hit this one, you can able to land up into my home page. Why? Because I have made it publicly. So I have pasted it to everyone. You can copy it and put it into your browser. Everybody hit it out. You can able to see that the fork button at the top right corner. If you logged in into your GitHub and kept, you can able to see that directly the fork button right hand side top. So you can hit it and you can fork it out. So this Go content will come from my URL to your account. So this is what called as forking. So forking always useful for you to copy the content which will be the mother content. For this purpose also you can use. Another purpose is, for example, I am going in vacation. I will not be available for the next 15 days. Shankar is my colleague, right? So I'm saying, Shankar, you just fork it out and you try to continue the activity what I was been working. Okay. After 15 days, I will come back. Then I will start to work it now. Then this URL I will be giving and he will be forking and he will be bringing it to his local and he will start to work it out. Once he done everything, then he will be giving me a pull request. Here you can able to see one pull button, right? Pull request. If we click on this pull request, it will ask me after I'm coming back, whatever he worked out, I need to merge it out to my current status. Now I can get a pull request from him and I will approve it. If I'm approving it, it will be adding to it. So here he need to create a pull request because he only want to merge to me. The original copy is mine, right? So he will be creating a pull request. I will be going through the pull request. If everything is fine, what Shankar expected, what is my expectation? Shankar have done that one now. Then I will proceed with the accepting. If he is done something incorrect, now I will suggest him to go ahead with the correction and come back to me. Then I will be pulling it and I will be putting because mine is the master copy. Because he is working on the duplicate copy only. Because he just forked and he started to work. For all these purpose only, guys, we will be using fork. Remember in that way. Now I'm going to teach you how to delete the repository which you created because deleting the repository is not so easy. Okay, it will not be directly available. So what you need to do now, you need to go to the repository and you need to go to the setting what you can able to see in the top. Go to the setting. Okay, so go to the setting and go to the bottom of the setting page. You can able to see delete this repository. Click on it and it will be asking you to type the entire name of your repository. So you need to just give that one and give a enter. Now it will ask your password. Why? Because it is such a way designed out in a secured process, but because unknowingly someone should not delete this activity. So I'm giving my confirming password, then it will be deleting the item. So now my item has got completely deleted. So what I forked, I deleted if I don't need it. So this is the way I have told you how to delete the thing also. So these are all the basic operations we are going to do. I will be sharing you a Git cheat code also with the notes of today. Okay. So you guys can copy or get the notes, but don't hurry up with the notes. Before 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, I will share all these notes and recording to you. I think I have done with today's session. Let me stop the recording. And if you have any questions, yes, you can ask whatever the question coming in your mind.